There's plenty to see, there's plenty to do in Miss Caroline's cupboard.
Hello girls and welcome to your reading lesson. Today's lesson we're going to be focusing on you listening to a story and then answering questions based on what you remember. What do you think you're going to have to do during this lesson? Listen very carefully. You'll have to do the same during your independent task afterwards. So make sure you're sitting somewhere where you can really concentrate on what I'm saying, because I'm only going to say the story once and then you have to try to answer questions on what I have read. So make sure there's no distractions around you. Move away all of the animals, all of the brothers and sisters, and make sure it's just you focused on what I'm saying. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. "Now, my dears," said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, "you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put into a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I am going out." Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, who were very good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was a very naughty little bunny, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. And after feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. Well done, girls. Good listening. So now I have 4 questions for you. Let's see how well you were listening. The first question is, what was the name of the man who had the garden? Can you remember? It was Mr. McGregor. Did you get it right? Well done. Okay, the second question. What did Mrs. Rabbit take to the baker's? She took 2 items to the baker's. Do you remember? She had 2 things. It was a basket and an umbrella. Did you get that one? I hope so. Very good listening. Okay. Why was Mrs. Rabbit scared to let Peter go to the garden? Why was she scared? She said a reason as to why she didn't want to let Peter go and play in the garden. Can you remember? Something to do with his father? You got it. His father had an accident and he was put into a... What was he put inside? A pie. Oh no. Okay, final question. What did Peter Rabbit eat to make himself feel better after he was feeling really sick from eating all of the French beans and radishes? What did he eat? Began with a P. It was the last word of my story. Parsley. Well done. Okay, girls. So, for your independent task, you'll have to go into Education City and listen to a story called Summer Camp. Then you will have to listen to the answers and decide which one is the correct answer. There are 3 girls girls, and you can click on the girls to hear each girl's answer. Listen very carefully to the story. If you have any questions, girls, just contact me on Class Dojo, and all of your answers are going to be recorded on Education City, so don't worry about sending me a photo. Okay? Good luck, girls. Bye.